Welcome back, MMA community. This is Joe Dog coming at you guys for the segment of the week called Underdogs and Prop Bets. We're gonna find you some good plus money over here this week. As you know, I don't want you to forget about the parlays and the other bets that we talked about in the previous video because those are the most important. Obviously, those make you the most sure money. But these are the nice little sprinkle on top of that you want to also take advantage of every single week. So longer you play these, the more profitable they are. And these are the type that you don't have to get them all right to still make profit. If you get one or two out of three right, you're still in the. It's like getting four favorites right. It's equivalent. So you definitely want to take advantage of these. These are very important. But you don't have to put as much money as you would in the other bets that are more sure. But at least the little money will. It's small risk versus big rewards. All right, here we go. First one, we're going to talk about underdogs for tomorrow, Bellator's fight coming up because I found more there than I could even think of in the entire 12 cards, or 12 fights for UFC. Unfortunately, this is one of those weeks that there wasn't many opportunities we can find it in UFC to cash in on for underdogs. It's just a very favorite type of a night, that I can't see much besides one fight that has a possibility, which is not enough for me to risk your money on. So I only give you guys things I'm confident about. Okay, so tomorrow's fights, the MOUSASI card versus LIMA. The headliner itself is one of those. I don't understand the reason why LIMA is such a big underdog. Makes no sense to me. I mean, maybe some people would want to count him out because he's coming up from a smaller weight class, but it's not a big jump, and it's just according to interviews that I was watching and stuff, Lima's only going to be 5 pounds smaller or so, when he comes in, and or his walking weight, I mean. And if you factor in, I like I said, I'm a fighter. I've been fighting and training, and I study this. And I know it from firsthand. Muscle weighs more than fat. So if you look at their weigh-ins, this guy's jacked. Lima is jacked. So his muscle weight should be much more than MOUSASI's, who's more like a slender type of body who doesn't really, his game is not really consistent of his conditioning and strength. He focuses more on like his IQ and his submissions and that type of, and it's just pressure that really wears on people. But man, Lima's a dog, man. His strength, his precision, his accuracy, his volume, his output, and he's also just as strong on the ground as he's a black belt on the ground. He can hold his own down there as well. I just don't understand, besides the weight difference, which won't be there. He's gonna look like the bigger, stronger, heavier guy when they're in the clinch or against the cage, or grappling. He's not gonna look like the smaller, weaker guy. That's for sure. So put some chalk on Lima, in my opinion. He's definitely, don't get me wrong, MOUSASI's a game guy as well. He was a champion before, but so this guy was a champion for a longer time and fought the better guys. This guy's never, he's like the GSP of Bellator. He's never lost to anybody he didn't avenge his losses to. Like, he lost against Rory McDonald, which there's no shame in that. And when Rory trained with GSP, one of the greatest of all time, from Canada, and they trained together. He's got a similar style, similar heart. And so it was no shame in losing. But did you see how when he avenged his loss to Rory? He annihilated him, man. And he showed even more impressive. I mean, the first fight was super close. It was a back and forth. It reminded me of the Lawler and Rory McDonald fight that Rory got into, that bloodbath war. And before that fight, and it was a very similar type of entertaining fight. But this second rematch, man, he showed some improvements. That tells me that this guy's just keeps on getting better. And MOUSASI, unfortunately, don't really. I mean, he's kind of been the same MOUSASI. He's always started. He's been a great fighter since the UFC days. But he's not as impressive to me as Lima, and he doesn't have as many strengths. He's not as well-rounded as Lima. So I'm gonna definitely go with Lima on this. I mean, he got. I don't remember anybody doing to Lima what, and Lima gave MVP his only loss. MVP, you guys know who he is, right? Michael Venom Page. He's a killer. He was undefeated. He just beat an undefeated prospect, Houston Ross, and it looked pretty decent in that fight. And the only loss he's got is to Lima. That's how big of a killer Lima is, man. I don't count that guy out for any reason. He was an underdog of that night as well. Pulled off. So this will be another time that he pulls an upset. In my opinion, you want to put some money on Lima for sure. I mean, Uriah Hall beat Gegard Mousasi in the first round, ground and pound. The guy had to get the referee to save him. So, you know, I don't see it. I do see something similar to the Uriah Hall fight happening in this fight, because he's the same kind of dog, and he's got the same type of strength and ferociousness and, you know, explosiveness as Uriah Hall, if not more. So put some money on that guy. The next underdog of the night, again, it's not a week for too many favorite underdogs, but I found another very good one. I don't understand why she's an underdog. Maybe experience might count towards it, but what was my second one under? Yanez. No, not for UFC, sorry. This was a Yanez, the different Yanez. Don't get them confused. There's two Yanezes, one in UFC and one in Bellator. We're talking about the underdog, that's Desiree Yanez. She is fighting against a similar type of style matchup as hers, Vida Ortega. She's like pretty much the same type of fighting style as Yanez is, but she just like does everything similar, just not as good as Yanez. Yanez does everything she does, but just a little bit better. She's more technical. She's got a little bit more volume. She's more offensive rather than defensive. She doesn't kind of, so she'll put more output. I can see her winning either by decision or the one that gets the stoppage. Where one way or another, she's got the advantage in both areas. So she's at plus money right now. Don't know if she'll be the same tomorrow, because it's very close lines, but that's another underdog I would definitely put some chalk on. And prop bets, the only other way I can see you making some plus money on these cards for Bellator, I couldn't really find many. I don't like to get into the prop bets on Bellator too much, because you know, those fights are a lot of people with inexperience that are coming off of smaller organizations. We didn't get to see them fight elite classes, so I don't expect them to do the same thing in Bellator when they're fighting more elite level competition. So we'll focus a little bit more on the prop bets with UFC. UFC's prop bets, I found not too many as well that I was really too crazy about, but I would say definitely on the Jason Witt fight, I see that fight going to decision. I would favor I favor Jason Witt in this fight, so I would definitely want to look into the Jason Witt by decision. Hey Chris, can you pull up the props on the Riverside Casino for? It's not showing them. All right. Sorry guys, you may have to look into it on your own then. So Jason Witt going to win by decision. Definitely want to put some chalk on that. Sprinkle something on that as well. And don't put it in a parlay, because I never recommend, unless you're 1000% sure, like Khabib last week was paying plus money on his submission prop. I was so confident in that, I put it in like a little small parlay. But other than 100% sure ones like those, don't put don't put prop bets in parlays, because they pay good enough on their own. You don't need to juice it up with a parlay or mess up a parlay because of an unlikely chance that something went wrong. All right, anyways, everything else, look into my previous videos. There's some great fades of the week you can pick, you can use to help you make your picks. There's some parlays that are for sure to cash, and you're gonna make a lot of money. Just look at these previous videos and the upcoming videos, and let me know how it was. Let me know some of your opinions on what you guys are putting some chalk on this week, and I would love some criticism and what you think about my picks so far. And I look forward to talking to you guys again and making some more money before the fights. Good luck.